You've tried the compost, you've turned the beds, and you've added every recommended amendment. Yet your soil still feels like it's missing that final magical ingredient. You watch other gardens explode with life while yours just putters along. What if the key to unlocking that legendary, dark, crumbly, worm-filled earth has been sitting in your pantry all along, a humble secret hidden in plain sight? It's time to talk about rice. Not for your dinner plate, but for your garden's soil. This isn't about tossing uncooked grains into your flower beds. The real secret lies in the water you pour down the drain after rinsing or cooking it. This starchy, cloudy liquid is a potent, all-natural elixir that acts as a powerful magnet for the most productive creatures in your soil, earthworms. And where there are more worms, there is unequivocally richer, more vibrant soil. To understand why rice water is so effective, you have to think like a worm. Earthworms are the unsung heroes of the garden, the tireless engineers that till your soil, aerate it, and enrich it with their incredibly valuable castings. But they don't work for free. They need a constant supply of organic matter to consume. Rice water is loaded with starches, minerals, and vitamins that leach from the rice grains. When this nutrient-dense liquid is introduced to the soil, it acts as a potent food source for the beneficial bacteria and microbes that worms feast on. It's not that the worms are directly drinking the rice water. You're essentially laying out a magnificent microbial buffet that they simply cannot resist. This process encourages worms to congregate, reproduce, and work tirelessly in the treated area, dramatically accelerating the creation of rich organic humus. It's a simple way to turbocharge the natural ecosystem beneath your feet. While plain, unfermented rice water can be used, taking one extra step unlocks its true potential and multiplies its benefits. Fermenting the rice water supercharges it by multiplying the population of beneficial microbes like lactobacillus that are already present. This creates a powerful probiotic tonic for your soil. These fermented microbes are exceptionally efficient at breaking down organic matter, making nutrients more readily available for your plants and making the entire environment even more irresistible to worms. It's a simple process that requires no special equipment, just a little patience. Your foolproof recipe for garden gold. Creating this powerful soil amendment is incredibly easy. Here is the exact formula you need. What you'll need is 1 cup of uncooked white rice. Any variety will work. You'll also need warm, non-chlorinated water. If you have tap water, just let it sit out for about 24 hours to allow the chlorine to evaporate. You'll need a large jar or bowl with a lid, but don't screw the lid on tightly. And finally, you'll need a strainer. Alright, so here are your step-by-step instructions. First, place the cup of uncooked rice into your jar or bowl. Next, add 3 cups of warm water to the rice. Now swirl or stir the rice vigorously in the water for, about 30 to 60 seconds. You'll notice the water becomes very cloudy and white from the starches. After that, carefully strain the rice, making sure to save the liquid. And don't worry, you can still cook the rice as normal for your meals. Nothing is wasted. Now, pour that starchy rice water back into the jar, cover it loosely with a lid. This lets gases escape, and let it sit at room temperature, away from direct sunlight, for 12 to 24 hours. You'll know it's ready when it develops a slightly sour, fermented smell. If you leave it too long, the smell gets, very pungent. So 12 to 24 hours is really the sweet spot. Once it's fermented, your concentrate is ready. But to use it, you've got to dilute it. The perfect ratio is 1 part fermented rice water to 4 parts non-chlorinated water. For example, you might mix 1 cup of your concentrate with 4 cups of water. This fermented and diluted solution is what you'll use to water your garden. The exact measurements matter here, since the diluted solution is potent enough to feed the soil life without being overwhelming. How and when to apply your elixir. Applying your rice water treatment is simple, but, timing and method really maximize its impact. The best time to apply is in the early evening or on a cloudy day. This gives the soil ample time to absorb the liquid before the sun can evaporate it, and it lines up with the time worms are most active near the surface. Slowly pour the diluted rice water directly onto the soil around your plants, making sure to avoid the leaves themselves. You are not trying to drench the area to the point of runoff. Think of it as a gentle, deep feeding for the soil ecosystem. A good watering can with a fine rose attachment is just perfect for this task. Focus on the root zones where microbial and worm activity is most crucial. Incorporate this treatment into your gardening routine every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. This consistent feeding will, maintain that thriving microbial population and keep your worm workforce happy, productive, and multiplying. Before long, you'll start to notice your soil structure improving. It'll become darker, looser, and honestly, just a whole lot easier to work with. You'll actually witness the transformation in your soil. The proof, it's going to be right there in your garden. After just a few weeks of consistent effort, be sure to start investigating. Now, if you gently dig up a small trowel full of soil in an area you've treated, you should see a clear increase in earthworm activity. There'll be more worms, and maybe even some worm eggs, those little lemon-shaped cocoons. This, my friend, is really the ultimate sign of success. This influx of worms means your soil is alive. Their constant tunneling creates pathways for air and water, reducing compaction and improving drainage. Their castings are among the finest fertilizers on Earth, packed with readily available nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and micronutrients. Plants grown in such soil are inherently healthier, more resilient to pests and diseases, and ultimately more productive. You are not just feeding your plants. You are building a self-sustaining ecosystem that does the hard work for you. Embracing a cycle of natural abundance. The beautiful thing about this method is that it turns a wasted byproduct into a powerful resource. It really embodies the very essence of sustainable gardening, closing the loop and finding value in what we too easily discard. This one simple practice connects you to the ancient rhythm of feeding the soil to feed the plant, of working with nature rather than against it. So the next time you make a pot of rice, remember that the real treasure isn't just the meal you're about to enjoy. The cloudy liquid you once poured away is the secret to building the deep, rich, life-filled soil of your gardening dreams. Give it a try and, watch your garden and your worm population thrive like never before. If you found this secret weapon helpful, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for Growth Hub Central Crops. We're dedicated to bringing you the tips and tricks that truly work. Share this with a fellow gardener who needs to know about the power of rice water. Now get out there and grow!